All right, what I'm going to do is set up a risk versus reward here. If you look over here at the SPY, just a spider which measures the markets, you can see it's up here around this area of resistance. And my trade idea is that it is going to roll over here, maybe push a little bit above it, but then eventually just roll back over. And in doing so, when the overall market rolls over, I think it's going to take Facebook down with it a little bit. So I'm going to risk, around $100. So this isn't going to be my typical micro scalp. So let me put that in. Okay, so I'm in at 57.97, and like I said, I'm willing to risk $100 on it. So if that gets up to 100, then I will just close out the position. But again, my theory is that it is going to, the spider is going to roll over here, and that's going to drag down Facebook with it. Should have probably waited some more on my entry. But let's, now obviously at the spiders, if this is a real bounce, and this is just going to keep going further and further, and that's, so getting close to already being stopped out here. Let's see if it can roll back over here. And I'm not setting a stop loss just because I can easily close it out right here. There's so much liquidity, I don't have to worry about, a stop loss taking advantage of, or the market order taking advantage of me or anything like that. So that is the idea. I will, you can see it's working back down now. You can see the spiders is also starting to pull back down, which is what I thought it would do. So if this keeps happening, if this indeed does get rejected and pulls back, then I should have a nice little opportunity here. If it doesn't, then oh well, I'm risking $100, and I'll move on and fight another day. But that is where things currently stand. I will try to keep this video as short as possible, and I will keep you posted. Okay, I'm actually probably going to just take the loss at what I have right now, just because the S&P is indeed getting knocked down like I thought it would. However, Facebook's being stubborn about it and just isn't rolling over. So I'm just going to close this out, and I could very well be wrong. Actually, there it is right there. I'm now over my limit. That's what I get for trying to do the video here. So let me see if it can pull back down. Should pull back a little bit to at least let me get out, or else we're just going to see this loss balloon, and you're going to get a good example of how not to do things. So all right, now it's at 150. So here's a stop loss gone wrong right now. I'm not trying to make an excuse for myself, but if I wasn't having to explain myself, I could have gotten out of this when I wanted to. But I guess that's what I get for trying to make the video. No excuse. I'm gonna try to minimize my loss here a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is just short another 500 shares up here at 58.31. If it can go up there, try to bring my average up a little bit, just so I can try to get this loss to below 100, which is what I normally wanted. So I'm gonna have to get a little creative here and figure out how I can do this. What was the high right there? All right, actually, I'm going to sell that at 58.34, cancel that. And then if this gets down here below, let's see, I want to cover this 500 at, there we go. So right around the 58. It's moving too fast for me. Okay, I can go up a little bit more on that. So there, if it goes down to 58.14, I will get out and be happy about it. But if I need to get creative, then I'll build a position here so I can at least minimize my loss and get that to down below 100, which is what I originally wanted. And still looking over here, you can see that the S&P is still not showing any strength, but here's Facebook showing all this strength. So like I was wrong, the market did start to head down, and Facebook fought it off. So good for them, bad for me. And I should be out, but you saw it all. As I was explaining why I was going to put in the order, that's when things started to go against me, and that's the life of trying to make a video. So I'll give myself a partial excuse, but still unexcusable. Mainly. So if it pulls back some more, but it doesn't want to. If 15 breaks, I bet I can get a couple more pennies. So I'll go down to 12 just to try to save myself a few extra bucks. All right, I will pause it. Try to keep this video short, but this is definitely a trade gone wrong, and we're catching it on film here. So it'll make a good lesson, if anything. There we go, pulling back some. Well, at least trying to. And here, just to show how absolutely wrong I was, here's the SPY now, showing some strength, and then Facebook right now is just fluttering around. So I got this one just terribly wrong, and you know, now on top of all me just being wrong, I'm stuck here now trying to be stubborn and just get my loss down to below the $100 mark. So let's see what happens with it. I will keep you posted. Okay, maybe I'm gonna get filled here. Let's see. Should have shorted some more up there, and I'd be out of the woods now. I'd be fine, but I moved my order up to 58.41 and didn't quite get hit there, so I wasn't able to. But had I'd now be out with my less than $100 loss, but I didn't. So now here I sit here. The trade has gone even worse than what it already was. So I will keep you posted. Not real sure if you caught that or not. Just another screw up within the video and the trade. But anyways, I am now out. Not sure if you can tell, but well, you can tell this was 375 and now it's 300. So I lost $75 on the trade. So it actually turned out a little bit better than what I was willing to risk. But you can just see my trade idea was way wrong. Not only from here. I mean, it made sense why I would think the way I did. It just didn't work out that way. So nobody could accuse me of saying, hey, that was a totally, you're throwing darts at a board. Nothing like that. You can see I got the first red candle. There just wasn't any follow through, and that's why stop losses are in place. So my theory, my trade idea was logical. It just didn't work out. And then you saw what happened with me trying to explain the video. Then I missed my original stop loss. And then I, wanted to at least keep it to 100, so I was willing to, do some other things with it. It is what it is. You saw that. So lost $75 on it. Was not a winning trade. Was a disaster from many points. So it is what it is. But that's the life of a trader. That's just how things go sometimes. So hopefully you learned something from this debacle. But hey, you know what? At the end of the day, if a debacle is only going to cost you $75, that's what risk management's all about. That's why money management, keeping losses small, is so important. Yeah, I'm only up $300 now on the day. It's been a slow day. Haven't really been trading too much, but it is what it is. I'll take a $75 loss any day of the week. But this was pretty embarrassing in the sense of you witnessed it all. So, but I'm definitely posting this video because it's going to make a good example of how sometimes as a trader things just don't go well. But if you can get out with a small, manageable, controlled loss, then things aren't so bad. So and one more point, the reason I wasn't freaking out and willing to kind of play with it a little bit was it was only 500 shares, so a small position. It's not like I had built some huge massive position. Now I'm getting trying to get all fancy with it. It was only 500 shares, so I'm talking about at worst case I would have taken a $200 loss or something like that. Still, that's not going to break you, but that's the benefit of sometimes when you're setting up these risk versus rewards. Use small size, and things can work out in your favor. So again, or they may not, but at least if they don't, it's a small loss. So thanks for listening. Hopefully you learned something.